Hey Pisces, Ali from Indigo Ascension. Welcome to your weekly quick read for the week beginning February the 8th. Just quickly wanted to touch base with all of the zodiacs to make everyone aware that unfortunately there are illegitimate pages being started up which appear like duplicates of business pages. So in the lightwork community, in the reading community, this might look like profiles and messages in your inbox, friend requests showing up, sort of seeking credit card details and registrations and enter this competition for a free reading. It may look like it's from a legitimate page that you follow. So this has been happening to some of my page followers last week. So I just wanted to make everyone aware, because I will communicate that on all social platforms. I'm not currently running any competitions. B, the only way I do trade is through my Indigo Ascension website, which is indigo-ascension.com, where clients process their own orders, and it's linked to PayPal, where you can pay securely online with your credit card. Okay, so unfortunately it's very easy to create fake profiles. Unfortunately, it's also very easy to create websites that appear to look like a duplicate of a business's website. And the only identity that sort of tells a different story is the internet website address. Okay, so just be mindful, because sometimes it might look like it's an Indigo Ascension website, for example, but if you look at the URL, it might say something like sites.google.com or something to that effect. Okay, so just wanted to let everyone know I'm not currently running any competitions or promotions. I would never sort of actively message and seek followers, like seek credit card payments or anything like that. The only way I sort of process like I said, the only way you can process business terms through me is via my website when you select the orders you would like to make. Alrighty. Alright, Pisces, let's kick off your reading, my dear, for the week of February the 8th. There's a stellium of Aquarian placements all happening in your 12th house. Very potent, deep house healing energy, strong connection to spiritual self, strong connection to psychic self, to dream state. Has been a very powerful healing time for you guys. If you look back on the last year, how far you have come as far as this time last year. Okay, so this Aquarian stuff was starting to hit your 12th house across April into July, and then towards the end of last year, and then by the end of December 21, on that solstice, we had that massive conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, which activated 12th house stuff for you. So the 12th house does represent the house of our own undoing. It represents the hidden and subconscious. It's a deeply transformative house. It also represents our self-indulgences, okay? Which is why it links to substance abuse and mental health challenges, periods of long suffering, addressing things that have been periods of long suffering within. It is through the depths of the subconscious where we can access the core. All right, so it is potent and powerful. It can be hard to navigate, but certainly make no mistake, with all of this Aquarian stuff happening in the skies, you guys are feeling this all in the 12th house. That's where it's sitting for you guys. So let's take a look, okay? Let's rewind the clock. I wanted to structure the reading as far as looking at that conjunction that happened on solstice, December 21, how this Aquarian energy activated for you guys, where you currently are at with this stellium of Aquarian placements in February. Also, more specifically, this new moon in Aquarius that we're having this week, along with Venus now entering Aquarius. That does tell a bigger story as far as the energies I want to talk about next week, which is a square. All of this Aquarian energy is encouraging us to go outside of our comfort zones. We cannot do the same old, same old. We will know where our patterning, where our behaviors, where we arrive at the same brick walls, to find ourselves experiencing the same things over and over again. And especially with you guys activating 12th house, it's about getting to the core to heal that thing that ultimately influences multiple things. Yeah, whatever the case may be. If I had a belief about a lack of self-worth, for example, that's naturally going to impact the way in which I make money, the way in which I put myself out there and make friends, the way in which I connect, the kind of connections I have in my life. Take it however, the way I look after myself, whatever the case may be. So that one thing, as much as we can say it's, oh yeah, I suffer from esteem issues, really, if I use 12th house energies, I can see clearly then how it maps and sort of extends its tentacles into many areas of my life. So it is about getting to that core. That is the gift, the 12th house. It's not easy, okay? It does require us to do that deep soul work, and we're certainly going to be feeling it on one level or another. So because it is 12th house, you might experience that in disturbed dream state, is what I do want to say. You might notice you're suddenly emotional, or suddenly whatever the case may be, and not knowing where it's coming from. There's a lot of 12th house stuff being activated for you guys. It is a powerful time to really connect in with your subconscious, to connect in with whatever the core is for you. Connect into your higher self for messages, okay? Again, this layout, like I said, let's look at the conjunction December 21 last year. Let's look at this week's placements and the stellium of Aquarius. Let's look at the bigger picture of what Aquarius is trying to bring us all. It's wanting, like I said, to push us outside of our cognitive dissonance, outside of our comfort zones, Pisces. There's a 3-year story. We have Saturn in Aquarius for 3 years until 2023, okay? There's a bigger thing being mapped out. And when we go against the flow, we know what resistance feels like, okay? So we can struggle or go with the flow. There was a bigger purpose to this thing, and whether that is a significant issue, a significant event, a number of things, okay? Something in your everyday reality. It could have affected your health, is what I do want to say. There's this interconnectivity of your daily routine, your daily living, your health and well-being, and this idea of purpose. Maybe I'm connecting into many Pisceans that are trying to connect into their purpose, okay? I know what I'm here to do. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And in doing this soul work, in doing a lot of this 12th house feeding into your soul work, connecting into your purpose, your physical health is going to be reflecting it. You might be literally experiencing ascension symptoms. You might notice where your body is telling you metaphysical messages, or whatever the case may be. I also look at the health card as far as a focus on my everyday reality. Now, because you guys are, I was going to say knee deep, chin deep in 12th house energies, don't forget your everyday practicalities. Especially because you guys are Pisces and you're very comfortable at that disconnection into otherworldly realms, is what I do want to say. Don't forget to ground this energy down into the everyday, is what I do want to say. So let's rewind the clock back to last December 21, at that conjunction. How were you a prisoner of your own mind? How were your circumstances in your life, in your relationship, in your everyday, starting to affect your health to the point that it was doing your head in on one level or another? How were you a prisoner of your own mind, as far as your fears, as far as your thoughts about where to move this thing, how to handle this thing, how to take this thing forward, that it was affecting your health, okay? Maybe only now in February you're starting to see there was an aha, there was a purpose to what was going on. Maybe you're still integrating that. Take it however it resonates. There's a bigger 8-year story here for many of you. I want you to rewind the clock back to 8 years. Something about December 21 linked back to 8 years ago. Might have been a bigger story of when that story started 8 years ago, if it was a career path or whatever the case may be. Whatever activated in December, it might have been leading up to the 21st, around the 21st. There's something here about feeling similar to 8 years ago. It could be completely unrelated matters, all right? Where we're currently at this, wow, Pisces, good, keep going, okay? I love when this stuff comes up because we know we are getting to the core. This is you and you alone, last December. Only you could have shifted your own perceptions about how to move this thing, okay? And I get it, it is a pain in the behind when someone outside of our experience says, you know, you are the director of your own experience and you're creating your own, but it's so true, we really are, and sometimes those moments really humble us to really see how powerful we are. Because we see at the core of that manifestation, Pisces, is I am manifesting from fear sometimes, and that's why my reality starts to resemble that. And then I can push myself out of my own comfort zones in little ways, you know, again, just using loose examples that are relevant to us all. I might not be able to manifest or align to the vibration of $40 million in my bank account because I've never had that. I don't know how it feels. I don't know how that would set, like how to attach my senses to that. But I certainly know what it would feel like to pick up $2 on the floor at a shopping center, or $5 or $10, or be able to manifest, you know, something to the equivalent of a weekly salary or whatever, you know, like that feels more comfortable because I know what that experience feels like. The reason I want to talk about core and manifestation, because you are closing massive chapters as far as your relationship with the mind. Okay, especially in the realms of fear. You've got all these, wow, now I'm rewinded back to a reading I did for you guys some point last year. I don't know, you'd have to go by the titles. I just remember all the swords. But look how far you've come since this time last year. Again, I want to take you back 8 years, 10 years. There's a bigger story here. 6 years. That's underneath the deck. Maybe I'm connecting into many Pisceans that feel like, in many ways, disconnected from this idea of the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is when I get my wish fulfillment and feel like everything's going great. But underneath, I'm feeling like this. I just desire peace. I'm in my head. I'm feeling betrayed on some level. I'm still processing betrayal and massive karmic endings, okay? That's where you guys are currently at, all right? This desire for peace, moving towards peace. From December, you've come out of massive imprisonment of the mind as far as really looking at perceptual shifts, really looking at how I've created, it truly is in our power to change that reality when we look at the Eight of Swords, okay? Currently, the Ten of Swords is massive karmic endings, okay? So the 10's here, we are done. We're not building up to the 10. We are closing massive cycles. Maybe you guys are looking back and seeing how you are closing a massive cycle. There was a purpose to this thing. You've learned something completely new as far as the realms of your mind, the power of your mind, and how you might make manifest, and what needed to be cleared and what needed to be cleared as far as toxic influences go. Okay, that's the greatest story here. The final card represents the biggest story of Aquarius, of Saturn in Aquarius, and the gift it's giving you, Pisces, is this massive, massive deep dive into your 12th house. This is a 3-year journey. Okay, Saturn just came out of Capricorn, which is ruled by the devil in the tarot. As it moves into Aquarius, it activates 12th house energies for you for the next 3 years. Okay, there's amazing opportunity for you guys to do deep level soul healing, okay, in many ways, as far as deeply embedded attachments, as far as fears, anxieties, the way in which your mind isn't your friend, the way in which you've sort of held within deep cellular levels betrayal, or whatever the case may be, chapters from your past that sort of still exist within here on some level, and how it ultimately influences your beliefs around desiring peace, needing peace, how you've sort of just wanted to move away from it without perhaps even addressing it, is what I'm intuitively picking up on this Six of Swords card as well, and how it's always kept you disconnected from this sense, or how you've sort of worn this on the surface is what I do want to say, because I'm just getting this feeling that underneath this, like, he feels sort of like this. Underneath this, he feels like this. Okay, and if that represents some element of truth for you guys, the purpose of all of this, of Aquarius activating your 12th house stuff, okay, is for you to connect into your higher self. Alrighty, that's a deep one. It's going to take you back to your childhood, childlike essences. It's going to take you back to the blueprint, okay, to recreate self. Because after 12th house energies, what happens? First house energies, it's all about you, this new beginning. There is a healing time ahead, okay? Outside of battles, outside of confusion, outside of feeling like victory has evaded you, because there's a metamorphosis that wants to happen. Okay, the Tower card's there too. Alrighty, my lovely Pisces, deep dive. Don't be afraid of what the subconscious has to say. I highly recommend doing a lot of journaling when it comes to your dream state, noticing the themes that are being processed, noticing how things are activating within you, noticing how old patterning behaviors, karmic repatterning on some level in connections, what needs to go, noticing where you desire new in all its forms as well, okay? But getting to the core. All right, my love, that was your quick read for the week beginning February the 8th. Hope you got something out of that. If you would like to book a quick read, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by heading above to the Indigo Ascension shop link. You can find those same details in the description box below. If you're watching on YouTube, please do like, share, subscribe. Have a powerfully healing week, Pisces. Until next time, take care.